you know who he is. Carrot Top, Cheeto, Mr. Cheeto, whatever you want to call him. Dude in the house down there in DC. I really don't want to talk about him. So we're going to proceed and move on. And our next topic, which is going to be brief, short topic, but because we are local and we are still involved with young athletes, myself and especially Baldy. Shout out to Baldy, couldn't be here with us today, but he is definitely tuned in, I'm sure, listening. And I want to talk to our local listeners, our friends out there who probably already know Coach Mo, Eric Worley, Philly Youth Basketball. A lot of people that are involved that follow the show. A lot of you are probably already in tune with this situation. And that situation being the fact that the PIAA has transformed and changed their transfer rule for athletes. It will force student athletes who transfer in the 10th grade or later to sit out the next year's postseason in their respective sport unless they can prove a hardship. I kind of disagree with that because the way it reads is you're going to let the kids play the regular season, but they will not be allowed to play in the postseason.
That makes no sense.
Do you realize the potential damage you could cause to a young athlete at that stage where they've played the entire season? And just imagine if they go to a school that has a national schedule, that plays a national schedule, and they play all season long, and that team does well enough to make the postseason, and now this kid can't play.
That's damn as good.
His ego, his confidence, I won't say it is, it's potentially very damaging. It was passed, by a 26-2 count. And, a lot of kids now are going to want to stay in school where they are. A lot of them will try to come up with hardships, like it's stated, but they also have noted that reasons that will not be deemed to meet the hardship standard include transfer for academics, development, spiritual and or social reasons, and a change of residence resulting from a family separation, unless court approved. However, the PIAA does leave some wiggle room, as each transfer is taken up first by the respective district committee, whose decision can then be appealed to the state level. This, in my opinion, is putting a heavy burden on a lot of kids, a lot of young athletes. Because 10th grade going into the 11th grade as an athlete are like your prime years.
Definitely.
Those are the years when
that's the middle.
You start getting looks and
colleges
you start making a name for yourself. So, let's say a kid has an okay year in the 10th grade and has to move,
he got to start all over again.
He's basically got to start all over unless the court deems his move, as far as whether it's a separation or loss of life or something like that. It depends on what the court rules. And I think that kind of sucks a little bit. One silver lining that I think may come from this, it may start to put a lot more thought for people on that age-old, using the cliche as people want to see it now, reclassification. Something that I hate. And in the rules it stated that a hardship will not be because of academics. So you can't pretty much reclassify a kid, if he doesn't have the grades to make him go to another school and play again, he won't be able to play. You know, he'll play, then he won't be able to play in the regular season. I mean, postseason if they make it.
Right.
But, you know, I just hate that whole reclassification idea, thought process. It was never, I never thought it was a good idea. I think that also has the potential to hinder the kids, the athletes, as far as their growth, socially, mentally,
From the grown to
and
the
athletically. You know, I think because they get a false sense of success, I believe, in some cases, not all, but in some cases they get a false sense of success,
right,
where they go to they reclassify, and then they end up thinking that they're better than what they are.
right.
But in essence, it's not really the case, because you've already played at that level, so you're accustomed to that level, where the people that you're playing are just getting to that level or getting accustomed to that level. So you have an advantage over them,
right,
and I don't like that. You know, I think that gives them a false sense moving forward into the later years of high school and into the college realm, where you get there and then you get shot and you're not as good as you thought you were when you get to college.
Right.
And, you know, with that being said, you know, you can look that up.